Um,
There we go.
Chris always says stories sell, facts tell. And not only to get people's interest, but also to guide people into how to do LifeWave effectively. Stories, there's actual straight down teaching. Do this, do this, do this. And there's stories to illustrate. And sometimes the stories are more powerful. I'm going to let Chris speak now, except I'm going to say one thing. In my observation, there are some people who are very good at bringing new people in, but they're no good at supporting them. Maybe because that's their strength, bringing people into something, or maybe because that's what they're focusing on and they haven't seen beyond. So what I said to somebody in my Spanish group is, make sure that all the people that this person has brought on, talk to her about each one of them, understand each one of them, and get her to introduce you to each one of them, or reach out to the ones that are showing signs of life, because I can see that there are a lot of goals here, but I don't think they know what they have to do or what they can do or what they need to know. So it's very, very important. And I've seen this with somebody else as well. So number one is people who are very good at bringing people on so that they're manager, but there's another step in beyond that. And I'm going to shut my mouth now and let Chris talk.
Thank you, George. I agree with you 100% with what you're saying there. You know, at the end of the day, we talk about, facts, stories are what sell. Facts tell and stories sell. And myself coming into LifeWave because of George, which I'm so grateful for, happened because of a story. Because I was looking back in our history of conversation, and the first information that George sent me was on the 1st of October. And then he sent me a PDF, and then another PDF, some info, a picture. And this was during the course of October. And then he sent me, I think, 2 or 3 video clips. And, at that stage, I was busy. So we've got to take into cognizance that, people out there are busy. And nothing really got my attention. But guess what happened? George sent me a 6-minute and 20-second voice note. Well, first he put a text and said, you need to listen to this carefully. He sent me the voice note. And in the voice note, George shared 3. George shared 3 testimonies with me. The first one was his friend Julian that suffered from tinnitus. Guess what? My girlfriend suffers from tinnitus. So straight away, they got my attention. Then he explained the story about Javi and Olga with their son with autism. And then he told another story about a person that had a golf injury on the leg. Another golf injury on the leg, putting the patch onto the leg, having results within 30 minutes. Now, guys, that got my attention. And I said, George, we need to
took long enough, didn't it? Took long.
It did. Like you said, it was a military maneuver to get me interested.
But not in a heavy way. I didn't overdo it with him either. I didn't send him stuff every day.
No, you didn't. And I appreciate that, because we've also got to realize, don't ever bombard a person with too much information. I see Kathy is on the call now. I actually spent a bit of time with Kathy this afternoon in Centurion, and I was just helping Kathy organize to put some of the PDFs and the information into folders for quick access. And the most important thing is, if you look at to create duplication, which is the most important thing, startx39.com. That's what we get taught by Onyx, Stephen, Gina, Javi, Mark. They all talk about the Start X39 website, and it's all product-based, which has got it's got the 2-minute clip, it's got the 18-minute clip, everything is on there. And then from there, when a person is asking for more info, you then send the PDF of the presentation or PDF of the toolbox. There's so many tools that we have at our disposal. But the thing is, if I look at myself, if somebody had to, like, I call it puking on people. Don't puke on people, sending too much information. Because what that's going to do is that's just actually going to put a person off. George and I have spoken about this before. It's called drip feeding. Wilson and I spoke about it as well. Is giving a person little bits of information, because where does the word drip feeding come from? If you think of drip feeding, you go to a hospital and they're going to put a drip into your vein. If they take that whole saline liquid and squeeze it into your body at one time, you could end up dying. I'm not saying that sending too much information to a person is going to kill them, but you notice how a nurse kind of like regulates the drips, and it's little bits of information, drip, drip.
But that said, some people can take a higher regulation than others. So I think Dr. Ali, I think I sent her information testimonial after we had our first conversation. I think I sent her testimonial every day. But other people, the way I feel it, I send them something from my sheaf of testimonials on the LifeWave info group. There's lots of testimonials. I send them a testimonial or a story maybe every 2 days or 3 days, because I'm feeling them different, and I choose specifically testimonials that are very powerful, or ones that just some people don't believe. I feel some of the testimonials are just too much for them, like my bank manager who I'm trying to catch. He's going like, that's too good to be true. If that was true, why aren't the pharmaceutical companies, and why isn't everybody? So it's a little bit of gauging who you're talking to when you're looking for somebody.
Yeah, let me ask SJ to lower his hand. There we go. I met SJ at Bridget's house on Sunday, and wow, what a story SJ's got. SJ, I've just asked you to unmute?
Yes, I'm unmuted. Thank you, Chris.
Hi.
I just want to quickly come in before I share anything, Chris. I want to quickly come in on the way that you're selling and who you're selling to. I've been teaching sales skills and business coaching skills for more than 20 years now. And there's something that exists in the sales cycle that's called the buyer's journey. And the thing about the buyer's journey is that only 1% of the entire buyer's journey are now buyers. In other words, people that will buy immediately when they heard what you said.
1%.
It's important. 1%. Wow. It's important to realize the other 99% are somewhere on the scale of kicking tires, taking a test drive, checking out the colors, maybe applying for finance, if you take a motor vehicle purchase as an example. But the guy that's kicking tires is maybe at a 5%. But the person that's buying now is only the 1%. And the rest you've got to work at, and preferably at the signals that they're giving you at that rate.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to say. I've got a good way of just feeling it. One thing, SJ, thank you for that. One thing I would say is we're not actually selling anything. I know this sounds strange. Yes, we are selling something, but we're more than that. We're sharing something heart to heart. Now, I was at dinner with friends of mine, Madrid friends of mine. They're very wealthy. And they said, so you're trying to sell us something? I said, I'm not selling you anything. I'm telling you about something that if you choose to take advantage of what I'm telling you, will be purchasing from LifeWave. I'm not selling you anything. And they went, oh, and laughed. But that's a very important, I think some
distinction.
People, and I think some people, they think, oh, well, I'm going to say it like this. I have a lovely friend in her town. Everybody knows her. Everybody says hello to her. It's astounding when you go out. It's a town of 7,000 people in Spain. And she said to me, and it took me a while to figure this, because way at the beginning, she said to me, I'm no good at selling. And I saw her somebody perfect for LifeWave. And until I really understood that she hadn't understood that she was sharing something, not selling anything, and got her to understand that, it didn't work for her. And I was slow in understanding, because what seemed obvious to me, I hadn't transmitted to her. That, you know, when she understood that she's great at sharing, and she loves sharing good stories, and that's in her nature. But while she thought she was selling something, it didn't work. Now it does. So, you know, there's that too.
No, exactly. I'm using the sales analogy because that's my background.
Yeah, no, I got it.
My one mentor from about 13 years ago, Blair Singer, the sales guy.
I was in lots of his events. He's
Yes.
brilliant. The guy is a genius.
I
love
worked
him.
with him for 2 years as a business partner.
Uh-huh.
So Blair taught me, rather say, make arrangements. So if you were to just change the language around what I said, and you say the commitment journey instead of a buyer's journey, so it doesn't sound salesy, and you go over to saying the level of commitment ranges from 1% of people are ready to commit now, and the other 99% needs more information, trickle, or force-fed, or some people want to drink from a fire hydrant. But the thing is, understand what they want and provide it. And then what Chris is doing at the moment with his meetings and support, this is very gentle, very storytelling, very informative whole atmosphere. But at the same time, there's this excitement about, look what I discovered. And nothing is more contagious than exactly that.
No, you're spot on, SJ. You are spot on. It's that excitement coupled with, you know, taking a step back, like where I put at the end of the presentation. I call it an entrepreneur's, or I can say it straight out, a network marketer's dream come true. You know, to have a product that works with no competition is something different. Because if you have a look, also I've been trained by Brian Tracy, spent a lot of times on courses with him. Jeffrey Gittimer, I actually met him 3 years ago in North Carolina. I probably read about 300 different books on sales. So yeah, with what we've got is, yes, it's network marketing, and we giving people we give them two things. It's a double whammy. And what I love with LifeWave is, you know, obviously first the product is product led, then obviously followed with the opportunity. And I always use the concept of AIDA: attention, interest, desire, action. So the first thing is getting a person's attention, and doing that. I've got my mom's testimony of what the product has specifically done for my mom, and that's a testimony that people go, "Oh my word, wow!" So that's getting the attention. I call it the showstopper. Now, to give you an example, yesterday, now I've got a very, very good friend of mine that we've done a few things in the past in the network marketing industry. And I sent him a message for Christmas and for New Year's, and we hadn't spoken for a while. And not last night, the night before, he sent me a message saying, "Hey, Chris, how you doing? We haven't spoken for a while. What you been up to?" So I said, "I've been busy with patches. What you been up to?" And he said, "Busy with a few things here and there." So he said, "Send me some information on the patches." So I sent him my mom's testimony. He replied back saying, "Wow." Then I sent him the PDF presentation. And 20 minutes later, he said, "Send me your link." I said, "How are you going to be joining?" He said, "I'm signing up at Silver." He basically, from communicating with me, 20 minutes later, Carlos signed up to Silver. I said, "Right."
That's your 1%er. Absolutely.
I know. But what's quite interesting,
you've been keeping in touch with him over the years, and at Christmas and at New Year anyway. So it's not actually an immediate, it's actually one of the slow burners. And then once he's ready to make the decision, then he'll do it.
So
the,
this
ingredient. Well, I'll shut up.
no,
Wait, no. I'll let you take over. I just want to
Please.
quickly, I just want to tell you the rest of the story. Because I'm going to put it all together, because you're probably thinking that is like weird, that is crazy. No, it's not. Let me tell you why. I said, it's getting late. Can we chat tomorrow? Which was yesterday. We chatted about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I said, Carlo, that was a very quick decision. Why? I asked him straight out, why did you make such a quick decision? He said, because I've been watching you on Facebook. I've been watching all these patch parties you're doing, meeting with the people. I can see the excitement. I can see something is happening. Something is happening. And I know that you would never do something if it wasn't good. And obviously, just the testimony, he said your mom's testimony was absolutely amazing. The information you shared with me, said 2 things got my attention. He said that the company's been around for 19 years. He said that just showed me stability. He said we're so sick and tired of these here today, gone tomorrow, here today, gone tomorrow. We've all been through these cycles. And that was the thing. And the other thing was that it's patented. So those were the 2 things that got my attention, which is also what got Carlo's attention. So yes, like I say, SJ, that's definitely the 1%er, but also like what Ali was saying, keeping in contact and all the information. And that's why you see me putting things on Facebook, because a lot of people actually watch it. And it takes a while, because I'm watching to see who's liking my Facebook posts. And sometimes it's about the 10th like before they actually reach out to me and say, Chris, what are you up to? I think they say sometimes up to 12 contacts before a person goes, what on earth is this? So,
and I would add, for example, I don't do anything really on Facebook. I gave up kind of 7 years ago. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I do talk a lot. But for example, Ali, I met her over some events, including a Blair Singer event. And so
2009 and 2010.
Yeah, and we kept in touch regularly, once a year, twice a year. How are you? Blah blah blah. Little by little, but we stayed in touch. And then I said to her in December, I would like to talk to you about something. And then she said, yeah, thumbs up. And then I said, we're traveling to Portugal. I'll reach out to you after we're back, saying, not too much of a hurry, but don't forget. And then she sent me a sticker which kind of said yes, but it didn't say give me a date or a time. So I tried again a couple of times when she said, how about right now? But that's because I also knew that Alison is somebody who would, if they were interested in this, they would be have the kind of what will I say? I'm always looking for people with reach. I tell everybody, but I'm always looking for people with reach. So if Ali showed that she was interested, and on our first call she asked very pertinent questions and could see that there was interest, which was why I then sent her testimonials, lots of them, which for somebody else would overwhelm. And she actually said to me in her in the WhatsApp, great follow-up. Whereas somebody else would, I've had somebody who said to me, please don't send me any more stuff. So, in that particular case, it was somebody who I didn't know at all, but I just thought I'll try. I'm always playing. And yeah. And with that person who said, please don't send me any more, it was like none of it reached her. Why? Because she was in another network with a water machine, and but it is what it is. It's all, I look at it all as fun, and that's really an important thing. Maybe
fun, definitely. Like George and I were talking. We were talking yesterday of how we actually share things, because I said to George, let's talk about that name list, the basic thing of a name list. And George is like, oh, name list. Yeah. And then he said, wait, hang on a second. I actually made a name list of 10 people. So I was like, George, so you did make a name list. It's a natural thing.
But I never went back to it. But that's me, because I kind of, people come to my mind. Somebody the other day in Florida came to my mind. Why? Because somebody else through three people, there's a dermatologist somewhere in South Africa with 10 rooms, and 5 are hers and 5 are other dermatologists, and she signed up because she wants to add this product to her to be able to offer to her clients. So she didn't understand about preferred customers. She was a bit nervous about the whole thing, but now the what she will be doing, I heard that she had a fall and she used Eon, I think it was, and X39 on the bruise, and was very impressed. And she's now been selling patches because she came in as diamond. But the next stage is that they're teaching the receptionist how to sign up people, their customers, preferred customers. And just on that, we have somebody who's in this group who can't come tonight because she's got a course, who signs up preferred customers regularly, who's going to talk to us about her view on who's a preferred customer and why, and so on. But anyway, I think SJ was going to add something, and I think Chris was going to ask him to do so. Maybe I'm wrong.
No. The moment passed, and also we were just connecting with what Chris was saying, and the thoughts are going, and interrupting him instead of letting him tell his story. So I did the same. So no worries. Nothing to add right now.
Cool. We got Javi here as well.
Yeah, so as I was trying to say, let me just finish off what I was saying about the name list. Right. So so George was saying 10 people. In the part, I'm talking about going down to basics, guys. If you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time. So you have to have some type of structure, because if you treat this like a hobby, you're going to get paid like it's a hobby. You got to take this very seriously, because this can change your life. This can literally change your life. So put a bit of effort in. It's amazing. A person will go to work for 9 hours a day, 5 days a week, 21 days a month, and complain about the income, that they don't have any money and they don't have time. But then they come into something like LifeWave, and then say, no, I don't have time to put an hour in, or I can't make a name list, I can't go back to basics. That is, a person stuck in their comfort zone. That's where I see it. And once a person gets out of their comfort zone and they've got their back against the wall, let me tell you things. People get their butt into gear very, very quickly. So making a name list, I know it might sound a little bit childish, but guys, it gives you a bit of structure. And let me tell you why. You can lose control very quickly, because if you're doing 331, now we all know what 331 is, you are going to lose out on follow-up, because George, you're talking about 300 to 400 messages a day that you get. Most people can't cope when they hit 50, and you lose track.
300 to 400 that I send. So I guess I get.
Yeah.
I guess I
get. That's information coming onto your phone, and messages can get pushed down very quickly. And I can't remember who the speaker was. The fortune is in the follow-up. And, you can lose out big time just by not following up. And I nearly did twice, because you get so busy messaging people and that you forget to do the follow-up. And I messaged a person and they said, Chris, thank you so much for following up. You get that. And if I hadn't followed up, because SJ would agree on this point, when a person's warm, you've got to keep them warm. And every day that goes by, that little coal that is now out of the fire is getting colder and colder and colder every single day. And you need to make sure that you bring that coal closer to the heat. So the reason why I talk about a name list is it just puts a little bit of structure so that you don't miss out on the golden opportunity, on the follow-up. Now, I do batches of 10. So if a person goes, oh, I don't know, 100 people, 100 people, that's overwhelming. Let's break it down into little pieces. Let's just do a batch of 10. My girlfriend and I were talking about it this morning on our walk. Just do a batch of 10 at a time, 10 at a time on the name list. And then from there, it's like, how do you start the conversation? How do you start the conversation? Guys, don't go straight into going, I've got something I need to share with you, and you start bombarding them with information. Guys, start off with, Javi, how are you doing, my friend? We haven't spoken for the last 3 months. How are the kids doing? How's the family? How's work going? Start the conversation, because let me tell you, if I haven't spoken to somebody for 3 months, and the first thing they say to me is, have a look at this, I've got an opportunity for you, or I want to tell you about a product, you're going to piss me off. There's no respect there. No respect. At least have the time to say, Chris, how are you doing? We haven't spoken for a while. It's just a little bit of simple business etiquette. That's what it really is, having a little bit of etiquette. Start the conversation off first and find out how you're doing. They will tell you. And you see, the thing is, I don't want to use the word sales. We're talking about sharing sales. Sharing is caring, right? And, sharing the information with somebody in the most beautiful way, but doing it that you're not coming across pushy is so important, is the one thing. And the other thing is asking questions. Guys, when you ask questions, do you know how much information you get from a person purely by asking a lot of questions? Because what's going to happen is when you ask enough questions, they are going to tell you what is happening in their life, which gives you the angle in which to send the information. And then it comes across so naturally. And you only get that by asking questions. I learned that from Jeffrey Gitomer, where he said, sales is not telling. It's all about questions, which is the most important thing. I can see Javi nodding there. Hi, my brother. Let's unmute Javi.
I'm good. That's total valuable information, Chris, of what you're saying. There's the indirect approach and there's the direct approach, and I like the direct approach because, when I call a prospect, I do what you do. I say, how are the kids? How's the wife? How's everything? Great. We should find time to catch up, honestly. But I know we haven't spoken for a while, but I thought about you. This is what I'm doing. I value your opinion. A lot of people like to also for you to get straight to the point, because I don't want you to think I'm calling you and asking about your family to talk to you about LifeWave only. I want them. We should catch up. I know it's been a while since we haven't spoke, but I used to know you're genuine. I'm not asking you about your kids and your husband, your wife, and little Johnny. Does he still play soccer? Do you want to bake an apple pie? I go straight to the point and I say, hey, your family's good. Great. We should find time to catch up. But I thought about you. I'm sure you'll be great at this. I value your opinion. This is what I'm doing. Are you open? And, I like the direct approach. There's also the indirect approach, which I don't do that much. But Chris, what you said was very valuable to people, especially when they go into prospect people. That was very good, honestly. And what I want to touch on before is when you talked about goals before, I call them targets. What's your target? And it's like, okay, this is my target. Right now we're in March, April, May. In May, I have a target. I put my target on paper. This is what I'm doing. A lot of people say, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Next week, I'm going to go manager. Next week, pass. Okay. And okay, I'm going to do it this time. Then the other week pass. And before you know it, 6 months has passed and you have, I should have. You're going to end up shitting all over yourself because you keep on saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I have a target. And if your target doesn't work, that means you got to just change your strategy. Okay. Doesn't mean the business doesn't work. The strategy that you're doing doesn't work, you know? And that's how you create the momentum. I'm going to give you an example. I don't know if any of you have seen it. Yesterday, Mike Hernandez went out to one of my leaders, Linda Sanchez, to launch California. They had 12 guests. Out of the 12 guests, 5 got in that evening. 5. So those 5, they want to do the business. No, I'm sorry. 4 want to do the business. 1 wants to get their feeling, which is great. Get your feeling. In 2 days, you're going to feel something. But we work with the 4. Now, this is how you create momentum. Okay, pay attention, please. This is how you create momentum. 4 people want to do the business. Yesterday was Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday was Wednesday. Out of the 4, the questions we always ask, where do you want to be in the next 30, 60, 90 days in this company? And they say exactly where they want it to be. So out of the 4, 3 already set up meetings for Friday, Saturday, and Monday for their first meeting. Now, Mike's going to be there. Mike's going to do their first meeting. No lag time, because we want to get them to manager as fast as possible and to get their investment as fast as possible. 2 went diamond, 2 went gold. Okay, so you want to make their money back as fast as we can. Okay, and have some money in on the card to cover their subscription. That makes the person feel very well, because especially covering their monthly subscription, because you don't want it to be a bill. Okay, so out of those 3, 3 meetings are set: Friday, Saturday, and Monday. So out of those Friday, Saturday, and Monday, more people are going to join. So what do? Can someone ask those new people who join on Friday, Saturday, and Monday, what are the questions that we're going to ask them? Can somebody unmute themselves and ask? Okay, I'll give you the answer.
What's the target?
Where do you want to be in your next 30, 60, 90 days? Your target. Great. Let's set your first meeting within the next 48, 72 hours. You're not going to create momentum by just dangling the carrot. Okay? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. But you can lead a horse to water and make him thirsty enough to want to drink. Okay?
So let's ask that question here, and people put it in the chat.
Okay?
Yeah, because
90 days. We create momentum to have meetings almost every single day. Every single day. Not once a week, not twice a week. There can't be too many meetings. Now, this is for people who want to create momentum and they want to hit their target. Do you have to do it? No, you don't. But if you want to go director, if that's your target, if you want to go executive director, that's your target, it's going to take you a long time to get there doing 1 meeting a week. I'm being honest with you. You guys are here because you want this. You want it bad enough because you want to not only create a big business, you want to make that money, and you want to be the leader of all leaders. If that's what it is, you got to ask yourself, okay, yes, I'm an SPD, but now I have a different target. Okay, what's my target? I want to make more SPDs. Okay, I want to more SPDs. I have 2 presidentials and 1 executive that I made. Okay, that's in my business. Why? Because I have a target. Now, what's my target? How many managers do I have to make? How many directors do I have to make? Now, remember, the more managers you make, they always end up going into directors. It's a ripple effect. You understand? From manager to director. From directors, you make more managers, those directors will end up senior directors. It's a ripple effect. You understand? So people do have jobs. And in reality, you work full-time on your job, you work part-time on your fortune. Most of the time, we have to wait for people to get out of work to talk about this. You understand? I go to the people. I don't wait for people to come to me. I'm out 8 o'clock in the morning, and you can ask George, 8 o'clock in the morning. Either I'm dropping product or I'm showing this business to people. I go to them. I don't wait for them to come to me. Why? Because I have a target. Okay? Chris, you do this. You go to the people. You make patch parties. And anybody here that does it as well. Sandy does it as well. I forgot the girl's name with a J. Can someone help me out here? Yesterday, Chris. She presented with you.
Pierretta with a P.
Pierretta.
Oh, where did I get J from? But with a P. Okay, she does the same thing. Dr. Ali, she's getting it. She's soaking this in. She's wiring herself to set herself up for a target. What's your target? Okay. Now, at the end of the day, this is your business. And I told George, I'm going to come hard on this call. Why? Because I know all of you want it. Okay. I know all of you want it. It's going to take a certain sacrifice. It is. It is. This is network marketing, not net play marketing. Network. We have to work. Okay. Everyone here, you're here because you want to have a big business. You want to be a director. You want to be an executive. You want to make $1,000 a week. You want to make $2,000 a week. Set a target. Set a target and live by the target. And if it doesn't work, look at your strategy. What are you doing? Then change your strategy. George, my strategy is not working. Chris, my strategy is not working. Okay, let's see what you're doing. Okay, let's change this. Let's change the strategy. You understand? That's all you got to do. Every person who gets in this business and they want to do the business, they want to do it. Where you want to be in the next 30, 60, 90 days? Those are the magical questions. 30, 60, 90 days. Not 1 year, not 2 years. 30, 60, 90 days. Okay, and when they hit their target, guess what you do? You ask the question again. Okay, all my managers, okay, so you're a manager. Where do you want to be in the next 30, 60, 90 days? All I'm doing is repeating it over and over and over again. Okay? Over and over again. Now, ask yourself right now, where do you want to be in the 30, 60, 90 days? Take 10 seconds. Write it down. I don't live on the phone. I'm very old school. Everything is written down. I have a big whiteboard in my office, and all my targets are on that paper. Okay? On that whiteboard, rather. All of them. And if I do miss the target, I look at my strategy. My strategy is off. Why? This is why. I redo my strategy. It's not that it doesn't work. Redo your strategy. Okay? That's all it is. You get them in. You love people where they're at. Not everybody's going to get on a diamond kit. Not everybody's going to get on a platinum kit. They get on the gold kit. You love people where they are. They upgrade when they can. Okay? It's just that simple. You put them on subscription and you do whatever it takes as a sponsor for number one, to get their investment back. That means more to them than anything. Get them investment back. And number two, let them have money in the pot so they can cover their subscription every month.
So I just wrote my targets in the chat. Maybe other people would like to do the same. It's fun.
You know, this is fun. If you're not having fun doing this, then go run someplace. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, this is so much fun. It's like chess. Like shit, it didn't work this time. What I got to do next? Chris, what I got to do? George, Javi, what I got to do? Okay, let me see. What was your strategy? Okay, let's try this. Let's change your strategy. Before you know it, you will be the director and beyond, making that money. Okay, manager. You must get sick of me saying that word. Manager. You know, I could do a training. I could do a training, and someone will come out and they'll say, "So Javi, so what's the key?" I just talk about it for 2 hours. Okay, manager. So here's the deal. Mike is there doing these next 4 days. I'm going out there in May, and I'm picking up where Mike leaves off. Okay, so what's going to happen? Those people that Mike set up, when I go out there, there's going to be more people and more people to ask where you want to be in the next 30, 60, 90 days. That's how you create momentum. Okay, you have to strike the iron while it's hot. It's not even, you don't push people. You don't convince people. Okay, you influence people. That's the big difference. I don't push anybody. I don't convince anybody. If I have to convince you to make an extra $500 a month, I need to check your temperature. I need to see what's wrong with you. So I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, the people will identify themselves. They will put their hands up. Everybody here has put their hands up, and they have identified themselves that I want to be the next one. Okay. And always say to yourself, when someone is always going to say something stupid. We're dealing with people. And this is what I say to myself. Okay, are you ready? Write this down. A fool knows the price of everything, but the value of nothing.
I always say, an old fool is just as stupid as a young fool.
Right. A fool knows the price of everything, but the value of nothing. You guys have the cookie. You have something that's the size of a quarter that changes the life and the direction of somebody's if they choose to. That's the confidence that you need to have. You understand? The confidence. Now, every one-on-one that I'm with a person, I'm with them to talk to them about the business. I have patched them, and I remind them when I start a one-on-one, and you can take this if you want to, okay? Now, we're here because you told me you want another set of income, right? And I nod my head. I'm sowing that seed again in their head. Yeah, I remember we're talking about that. Great. I'm going to show you something that can potentially help you if you decide to do this. Okay? Then I take it away from them. It's not for everybody, okay? But it could be for you if you decide. I take it away. Posture, confidence. That's what people look for. All you guys have it here. All of you. That's what it is. You want momentum. Every person is going to take, this is a business, guys, at the end of the day. If you treat it like a hobby, Chris said it, he hit the nail on the head. You're going to get paid like it. If you treat it like a business, guess what happens? You're going to get paid like it. I had a target. I hit my target. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't go manager again. Listen, I'm an SPD, but I go manager again. 2 left, 2 right, silver and above. Where you want to be in 30, 60, 90 days. I'm no different than everybody else. I just have my target and I have my strategy. But I also have, here's another word for you, urgency. Urgency.
So that's
I have a lot of urgency.
Before you got on the call, that's what I said. I asked you after you were 4 months in, you had 900 people and I had 350. And I said, I asked Javi, how did you do that? And he said, urgency and momentum. And what hadn't occurred to me, what he's talking about here is asking people where they want to be. It's so obvious, but it hadn't occurred to me to say, where do you want to be? Right. And get the people to verbalize where they want to be.
Right. Like Dr. Ali, she's in the UK. Let me tell you something. I would be river dancing all in the UK right now. Okay.
I think they do that in Ireland, but anyways, never mind.
I would go there and I would rock house because ain't nobody doing that there. Okay. Nobody. And I just look at opportunity and I see where people are and I get so excited for them, you know, and the resource that Dr. Ali has is crazy, you know, and same, everybody here has the same resource I have. All I do is point. It's all about exposure. LifeWave isn't hobby. LifeWave gets introduced to Mike. LifeWave gets introduced to this person and to that person. Okay. They're going to relate to somebody, you know, and, you know, we're doing our domestic tour in the next couple of weeks. Then we're gonna plan an international tour, which means Spain, South Africa, Mexico. You know, we're planning an international tour. You know, so I am not doing something that I'm not teaching. Okay, I'm not. It will make me a fraud. Okay, we teach. We don't train. We train animals. We teach leaders. Okay, and everything that you learn, Dr. Ali, Carrie, Jen, I can go up and down this page right here. You teach what you learn because you all are leaders. Whether you have one person, whether you have 20 people, you have one person, you teach what you know. Because the ripple effect comes from one person. You never know what one person can put into your business. Never. And you're all doing the work here. Everyone. 30, 60, 90 days. Where the hell do you want to be? Urgency. And if you're good where you're at, I love you where you're at. I'm good with just 1 meeting a week, Javi. Great. No problem. I'm great. But I want to be a senior presidential director next month. You have a problem. It's not going to happen. I'm going to be straight out with you. For 8 months. And as long as I've known George, I know Chris, I have been doing this thing every single day, nonstop, because I had a target. Okay, I had a target, and I'm just here to teach you what my target was. Okay, and where did I learn this? Mike Hernandez, Stephen G. Merritt, Onyx Cole. I don't reinvent the wheel. I just follow the leader. Set yourself a target where you want to be in 30, 60, 90 days. Not everybody's going to see your dream because it's not meant for them to see it. Go on to the next freaking person. Urgency. Your family deserves it. You deserve it. You have kids. Your kids deserve it. And if you're not liking where you're at, change the picture. Divorce the lie, marry the truth. You have to create what you want. I am no different than you, any of you here. I'm just hungry, literally. Okay? I remember how I was back in the day before I started this profession. I was hungry, literally. And I said to myself, I will never go back there again. Are any of you are in pain of your past? Use that to fuel you to move forward. Don't live there. Look back. I ain't going back to that shit. I'm going forward. That fuels me. It fuels me. I will never go back. I don't know what happened in your life, if you're struggling, whatever, but I was. And I said to myself, I will never do that again. But why? Because I choose not to. And what do I have to do? I have to help people become SPDs too.
You blown us away. You leave us speechless, Javi, as usual.
Because
Love
I
it.
speak,
Wow.
I speak from experience. I speak from pain. I speak from because I lived it. You understand me? I lived it. And if you don't like the way you're living, you have to make a decision sometime in your life. It's going to be hard, but the good things come from things that are hard. Listen, if you do the things that are hard, your life is going to be easy. But if you do the things that are easy, your life is going to be hard. Go figure. Take that one to the bank. Okay? Now, we are business partners here. I am not your mother. I'm not your father. I'm not your lover. Okay? I will never tell you what to do. Ever. I will only suggest. And if I suggest, I'm pretty much 98% right because I made the mistake, and I want my leaders to do that either. And guess what? This energy, you're going to pass it on to your team. That's simple. And if they don't see it, move the hell on. Okay? You have a target. You have a target. My target, and my son's one day is going to freaking speak. It's my target. He's going to speak. What's your target, Chris? Dr. Ali, what's your target? Huh? Wilson, what's your target? Nancy, what's your target? Bridget, what's your target? George, what's your freaking target? Write it down, guys. Write it down. I'm going to always come here and tell you the truth. I love you enough to punch you in the gut, but rub your back at the same time and say, let's do this. Okay? So, my international tour is going to come. I don't know when, we haven't put dates on, but I'm going to South Africa. I'm going to Spain. Dr. Ali, I would love to go to the UK and go around those roundabouts, baby. There's a lot of roundabouts over there. A lot of roundabouts.
Especially where Ali lives.
Okay.
An American chap came. He came down that way. Wow.
Times and just take a lot of photos, but I'm going out there, baby. I'm telling you. So, target 30, 60, 90 days. Okay, please listen to what I'm saying. I love you guys. All I want you guys is to all I see is a lot of executives here. Okay, I'm telling you, I see a lot of executives here. We just have to do the work, guys. It's just that simple, and you'll appreciate it more. Okay, why do you think the people who win the lotto go broke in the next month? Because they don't appreciate it. Okay, you'll appreciate it more. Let's do this. I got your back always, always. I'm done.
Beauty, mate. Beauty, as the Australians would say.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything you do for us and our team. We appreciate it more than you know. A lot of us are not used to having any upline support. We've all been quite orphans in our past, and to have this type of upline support is absolutely phenomenal. And you're a true inspiration. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Here's the deal. You have to do the same thing. No. You don't have to do anything. you should do the same thing. Okay.
Yep.
You should lead by example. Okay. And I'm sorry, I have to apologize for all the generic, low budget entrepreneurs that are out there, okay, that don't care for their team. I apologize on their behalf. I do. Okay. But you turn the page now. You're in a different world right now. It's different. You have leaders who really want to come out and put all their energy and to help you succeed, literally. And I'm looking at all of them right here. I'm looking at all of them. You just gotta lead by example. But you take that as an experience to move forward and use that for wisdom to teach people what not to do. Sometimes I believe we have to go through the suck to get to where we want to go. We'll never understand why we go through things. We're never going to understand, but it makes us wiser, right? And we learn. I turned the page. Let me tell you something. I can tell you stories, guys, that why I am the way I am because the shit that I went through in my life. I can. Okay. But I use that to fuel me forward and to help my team. You guys got a story. And with your story, you're going to impact people to say, you know what, I want to do this too, because I want to follow you to where you're going. Don't make it about you. No one gives a damn how much money you made. No one gives a damn how many people you have in your organization. They want to know, how can I get there? Okay? That's what they want to know. I was broke like a joke. And when I saw Mike Hernandez, let me tell you something. I could send you a picture. Oh my God. 15 years ago, when I first met Mike, he looked like he was 90 pounds wet. Okay? Wet. And I went into that meeting with my hat backwards, you know, and not knowing what I was getting into. But I said, wait a minute. If this freaking guy can do it, so can I. People looking at you, Chris, you, Ali, if you can do this, so can I. S.J. Pretorius. If you could do it, so can I. Okay? That's what people saying, man.
Well, that's what I said when I met Javi. I said, if he can do this, so I can do it for sure. And that's
I'm no different. I'm no different than any of you. I just talk passion. Guys, I don't want to bombard this call, but I told George today I'm gonna go full hard on these people because I know they want this. And sometimes we need to get punched in the gut. Steve and Gina punch me in the gut all the time. And I stay at attention because you know what? They're making $41,000 a week. Okay? I'm going to listen.
Yeah, and I would add that when I met Javi, he had 900 people in his downline and he was between 2,000 and 3,000 a week. And I went, 900 people, that's nothing in the world. The world's got 8 billion people. I can get 900. If Javi can do this, I can do this too. And that was really one of my very first thoughts. As much as I was going, I really like this guy.
You know, and how do I get to I get? By making managers. Make managers. 30, 60, 90 days. You talk to the people who want to listen. People will come at their timing, but you talk to the people who want to listen. Okay? Now, Chris, when I reached out to that girl from yesterday, because I saw something in her that should capitalize on, which is her leadership. I saw something in Dr. Ali was her leadership. I saw something in Wilson, his leadership. I just see people and I said, and what I tell you, George, hang on to that person. Don't I or don't I not? Okay? That person has something to give. What do you think? I come here to freaking play patty cake with you guys? No, I want to see you win. Okay? Why do you think on these Zooms I stay quiet? Because I want to see someone who's hungry enough to want to go SPD. I want you guys to lead. I stay quiet because I want you guys to lead. I shut up. I said enough. I tell you what I know, and you teach, and you help the other people teach, and the other people speak. I just look out for people who want it more. I say, George, we need to get that person. Dr. Ali, she was one. George, I'm telling you, she has it. She has to see it for herself. I see everybody here. Everybody, I'm telling you, I will not waste my time. Okay? Thelma, let's go, baby. Come on. You got this too. Anyway, I said enough. I love you all. And you know, we'll chat later. Guess what I'm doing right now?
We're going to be talking about LifeWaves.
to help somebody go manager. Adios. Love you guys.
Peace.
Love you too. Bye, my brother. Wow. How awesome is that, guys? Managers. I was chatting to Sandy later on this afternoon, and it makes such a big difference when you take yourself out of the picture, because George and I have spoken about it, Javi and I have spoken about it. It's the exposure to the higher ranks, to our leaders, because if they're only communicating just with you, that's all a person is going to see. They're gonna think that is all LifeWave is. LifeWave is so much bigger, and it's always that third person approach. It's the edification. It's George, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's there's a couple of people that want to keep their people into silos, and unfortunately, people will never grow if you holding the rest of the team and the community back from each other, because that's all they're going to be exposed to, and they will never see the bigger picture of what we're sitting on right now. So that is vitally important. So we're going to be doing a lot of three-way calls, guys. Three-way calls are so powerful, so powerful. So next week, a lot of people are going to be getting a lot of calls from me, because I'm going to be keeping George and Javi very, very busy next week. I'm going to be doing a lot of three-way calls just to get everybody exposed to LifeWave on a much bigger scale. So guys, from my side, I'm going to hop onto another Zoom now. Like we say, like Javi said, not just one Zoom a week. I want to get to senior presidential director. We're talking about one-on-ones, Zooms, one-on-ones. And that's what we've got to do. Because I've got a very big goal, big dreams.
Super. Listen, guys, I can stay on for about another half an hour if anybody wants to talk, chat, figure stuff out. I know Chris has got South African time. I'm on Spanish time.
Yeah, I'm already running 7 minutes late. So I'm going to hop off now. Guys, enjoy your evening. George, I'm sure you'll keep everybody entertained for the next half an hour. I'll chat to you a bit later, right? Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.